CleanSpark drops another bomb here yesterday. This time it is good again. We'll talk about that as well as the absolute breakout that happened pretty much all across the board for crypto today. But before we get going, smash that like button, subscribe if you've been with us for a while and haven't done so yet. Check out the Trade Cave store link in the description as well as the channel bio. We've got brand new products on there, including now we have a hoodie with the Astro Bull on the back, Trade Cave branding on the front alongside our t-shirts there. Go and check that out. We also have the sticker shop now up and running. We've got 4 different stickers, including Rocket Doge, the Astro Bull, Trade Cave Dragon sticker, as well as the Trade Cave logo sticker out there available and for much cheaper than it was available previously on the new shop. So go ahead and check that out. Links are in the description. Let's get going. CleanSpark achieved 30 exahash. Now they are playing with the big boys now up there with 30 exahash. They're up there real close with Mara right now. There's pretty much no one else they're really competing with. It's with them and Core Scientific, I think, are the only ones with significant hash rates up at those levels. So CleanSpark is vying for that top spot, that best Bitcoin miner space on the board. That is what they are reaching for yesterday, reaching that 30 exahash. I would love to see, I want to see how much they have up and energized for next month. So obviously that won't be for this month, but I'm curious what their average is going to be for this month. It's probably going to be in the high 20s. And then in November, it's going to be like 29 or 30 exahash hashing the whole month. They are going to be the biggest Bitcoin miner in November, which is the best month for Bitcoin miners and Bitcoin. So I am very excited about this news, actually. This actually makes me less concerned about the dilution news, which, of course, we need to talk a little bit about today as well. I got a question about that in the comments today on the morning video, and it is something I do need to bring up again here. Unfortunately, it is a thing that is happening, and we'll talk about it. But first of all, let's enjoy this. They are hitting their marks. Just like I said before, these are the things that I need to see from CleanSpark to stay in CleanSpark, and they are delivering. And this is how they've gotten away with doing so much dilution in the past because they do deliver. So that's why I wasn't too concerned about it, even though I was irritated by it and continue to be. But like they are delivering, they are giving us the things that we need to see in order to be confident that this stock will rise with Bitcoin and hitting 30 exahash, getting that target. And you know they're going to have it energized, unlike Mara that is still hashing with like 26 or 27, even though they report to have plugged in up to 36 exahash, but they're not even close to running that much each month. CleanSpark will run that much each month, and that is impressive. That is exciting. This is amazing. They're gonna hit their 50 exahash goal probably early, especially with the acquisitions they've been pulling in. Like they're gonna make it. They're very likely gonna make it, and this is why I'm invested in CleanSpark and will continue to be for now. All right, so CleanSpark 30 exahash. Let's now to the bad news. Okay, it's not bad news, but something to be aware of. October 25th. That's when they're going to vote for the adding the additional 300 million shares to their ability to dilute. Right. So currently they have an ATM open. They can add up to 300 million shares, or add it to grow to 300 million shares. Now they want to change it to 600 million shares. That vote's going to come through on October 25th. That's what the big players want, and that is likely what they will get. So that's going to happen. Like I said, it's not the end of the world. It's really not going to affect us this cycle necessarily. They've had the 300 million shares available to dilute for quite a long time. They've been doing it slowly, so it's not like a huge, massive impact. It does come in over time, but it does come in, and I'll show you that it is coming in here. Not this 600, but the 300. They're still building up to it, and you'll see that it's still coming in. So this here is a 144 form, okay? And this one is from, where's the date on this thing? Okay, this one's from July 26th, 2024. Okay, this right here, number of shares or other units outstanding. That's how many shares are outstanding for CleanSpark. It was 227,870,000. Okay, now we have another 144 form. This one is from September 27th, 2024. And now, and the number of shares or other units outstanding is 248,119,000, which represents about a 10% increase in the shares or a 10% dilution. to the stock. And that is, it is happening. It's happening slowly, but it is happening. And this vote is something to continue to do that. All right. So with that said, let's go look here at what's going on today. Clean Spark had a wicked day, up 10.74%. Let me turn off that market bias. That's for day trading. Okay, come in here, turn this on. This is the hourly. The hourly is look at this momentum oscillator right here. This thing just scooped up big time today. It is above the ATR bands here on the hourly. This is really, really good. We could come all the way down to 923 and still be in this uber bullish move. That's pretty great. I'm very happy about that specifically. We're also doing a bit of a bowl here, scooping out a bowl. We're scooping out a bowl, and we can come down to that line there, and that could launch us all the way up to, let's see, how high could that launch us? If this were to be a cup and handle sort of situation, how high could this take us? It would be off screen. It would take us to about $11, about a little up of this peak here, which would be a higher high. That would be pretty exciting. That'd be very exciting indeed, and that could do it pretty quickly. I mean, this is the hourly. Could happen in a day or two with that kind of move. Let's look at the daily. Let's take a look at the daily. So things, how is it going? So we are getting to the upper edge of this accumulation zone that I drew on the chart here from before. You see this little box here, started about September 3rd. We've been down here, and this is an accumulation zone. We've been accumulating here between 842 and about $10 since September 3rd, and we're just kind of like fluctuating in there, fluctuating in there. We are working on potentially making a double bottom here. We got a bottom and a bottom. That neckline, we're right at that neckline. We came right up to the edge today. It's really trying to mess with us. Now we could fall back down and find ourselves back at 841 here in the next like week or two, which I really, really wouldn't be too surprised about if that were to happen. But what I am looking at here is on the momentum oscillator here on the daily, you can see that the faster ones are getting pinched here at the bottom. When they get pinched, they tend to release hard. This one right here, this one, I think this could go higher. I think this could even come up to this yellow line here, 1019 or even 1050 here by the time these faster oscillators get to, you know, this in the 60s and 70s on this little graph here. I don't think we're going to see much in terms of a big move upward until this orange one is back above the 20 line there. That's when I'll be really saying, hey, this thing's going to take off and keep going. But this is an accumulation area. I like where that it is accumulating down here and we are fluctuating. I do like that we got a 10% day today. That doesn't make a trend, but it does give us a little bit of hope, a little bit of insight that there may be a bigger move coming, especially since we've been getting this nice consolidation here. Let's go to, and I'm going to draw the fib again. Let's draw the fib again. Because, so we go from the low, let me bring in the fib. We go from the low to the high. Okay, we came back to that 786. And just getting back to the 618 would take us to, let me get over here. Just getting back to the 618 would take us to 1162. That's a significant jump from where we are. Getting back to the 0.5, it's going to take us all the way up to $14. Uh, 1676 to get back to the 382, right? And once we're above that, we're going back to the highs, the swing highs, which are up at $25. We get above $25, and look at this. Let's look at the fib here. We get above $25, and we're heading up to 32, 33, which I think is probably the peak of the cycle for 2024. I don't think we'll get much higher than 32, 33, maybe 34. 40 would be quite the stretch. I'd be dumping everything if we hit 40 this year in 2024. But that's what I'm looking at. I'm watching the fib for this, fib levels. This area here below the 618, between the 618 and the 786, this is where smart money accumulates because things have been beaten down. This is where retail is generally giving up after buying in this accumulation, what area or what is now a distribution. Oh, dude, this was so distribution. This was a wipe off. So we came up, we got pushed up and then we back down where smart money accumulated at the 786, right? And then we pushed up all the way where retail is just getting buying every time it bounced, buying, and institutions were selling up here at 20 and we were buying at 15, and then they did the big sale and pushed us all the way down, and now they're accumulating again, and then when they launch this thing, they're going to probably start selling off around 24ish again. We'll accumulate between 24 and 21 for like maybe a week or so, and then we might see ourselves come up to about 30, and that's where they're really going to start selling on us. So that'll be really interesting to see if it plays out something like that. I know that's a really weird, ugly squiggly that I just did, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. We had that very clear um, distro zone up here, then the sell off, the big dump off, and now they're accumulating back here right where we are. Full disclosure, I am a little bit underwater on my CleanSpark bags. My average cost is about $9.80. So I'm a little bit in the red on my CleanSpark right now, but I'm very soon going to be in the green, and I've got a significant amount of shares. I nearly doubled down my shares down here. I didn't quite double down my shares, but I got close. I added about 40%. No, not 40. I added about 60% to my shares from what I had. So that was pretty. Brought my average down nicely there. Who else was a standout today? Cypher was really good at 14%. Soluna at 16%. This is my okay. So we're done with CleanSpark. They reached 30 exahash. That's amazing. I'm very happy about that. Do see a very bright future in the short term. I do see that this company is very likely in the accumulation zone, ready to launch with Bitcoin as soon as we get that move. I think CleanSpark is going to be moving with it. Not as much as MicroStrategy though. It went up 16% today. That's very exciting. We closed that at $212. That's insane. I am currently completely priced out of my MicroStrategy, and I'm going to have to I'm going to have to work on my strategy going forward for it. Am I going to be doing poor man's covered calls? Am I going to be doing credit spreads, which I don't want to do, but am I going to be doing that? We'll see. I'm going to think about it this weekend, and I'll come back next week with a plan for micro strategy on that respect. But let's take a look at our lotto play here for a little bit. So this is my lotto play. This is Soluna. I've mentioned before that this one is a lottery ticket. I'm putting absolutely nothing in it that I am not 100% ready to completely lose. I've got about like 120 shares or something like that. So this one too is now in an accumulation zone. We're in this very tight accumulation zone between about 356 and 281. We've been in it since September 5th, 6th, right? And we will stay in it until we break solidly above that 356 level and start closing candles above it. And I am patiently waiting for that to happen. Now we are outside of this descending trend line, and the next descending trend line is up here at about 637. That's not where I'm going to sell. I'm looking for this thing to potentially pop up to about like 20, maybe if I get lucky, this thing will pop up to like 50 right around here. So I'd be looking in this zone here, right? That like 50 to 52, 45 to $52 range. I'll be looking again in like the 122 range as well. That could happen. And the only reason I think that could happen is because it's a very small company with very few shares. To get to $100, this company just needs about $450 million pumped into it, which is, not a lot of money. There was significantly more money than that just pumped into Nvidia options yesterday. And of course, I know Nvidia is a much bigger company, much more important company, and gets a lot more attention. But even a small hedge fund has that amount of money, could pump this thing to $30, $40. And then if two or three of them get in on the fund, we're going to $100, no problem on Soluna. Or we're going to zero. Or we're going to zero. That's just the way that it is right now. But let's do a quick fib on this bad boy. So go from the bottom to the top. Oh yeah, look at that. Look where we are. Hey, look at that, guys. We're accumulating right on the 786. Does that look pretty familiar? It looks pretty familiar to me. So the 786, we're accumulating there one time. And where will it take off to? I don't know. If this fib is to be believed, we could probably easily go up as high as 20 bucks on this thing. That's insane. But it's possible because it's such a tiny little stock that, just one hedge fund thinking it's smart could fly this thing up to $20, $30. So that's why it's my lottery ticket. Or again, could go to zero. And of course, nothing I say here is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. It is purely for informational and entertainment purposes. Invest at your own risk, do your own research, all that jazz. And with that said, please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description as well as the channel bio. Don't forget about that new sticker shop as well. That is also linked in the description. And have a profitable day.